Good afternoon. All right, this is Wednesday, September 29th. What's going down with the markets? All right, we're having so far inside days on all indices here, with the exception maybe the Russell flirting with yesterday's lows and breaking down a little bit. So why is this market reacting this way? So let's take a look at the newsworthy stories. I discussed this earlier in the Telegram group and the Telegram Daily Prep, but basically, let's talk about it. So, couple of things are happening. Number one is uh, is the U.S. about to default? That is a possibility. Something that we don't like to think about. That we say no, it can't happen. But is it possible? Right. So, and another one is the government shutdown, which is two separate things. Right. So they're about to vote tonight for potentially both, and so there is a shutdown, a possibility of a shutdown. So is it possible? I'm not say it's going to happen, but is it possible? And right now, the market is showing us that it's not really liking the news or what's out there or risk on. Right now, we see the VIX at 23, going higher. It's at the high of day. It needs to blow off a little bit for fear to dissipate. And we're seeing pretty much all the indices, with the exception of the XPX, at low of yesterday's on the low of day today. So, where are the opportunities today? So basically, let's dive in. So it is a trader's market again. Just gotta trade them really fast and quick. Today in the daily prep, I talked about that. I was scalping these 43.50s on the XPX. Those worked out nicely. Again, just trading off the 50 on the 1 minute chart. So basically, I'm doing the same thing that I do here. The only difference is I'm just using a different time frame, and then it's just a quick scalp. So those went from 1 to 5 pretty nice. And again, I'm just waiting patiently to see which way the market's going to go. It is right now 1 o'clock. So I was a little late because I was having technical difficulties again. But basically, we're the XPX is holding. We're right in the middle here. MACDs are turning up, but it's starting to lose momentum right at zero line. Are we going to head back lower? So if the XPX takes out this 43.50, we have this 43.02 to 43.04 area that we have to start looking at. So keep that in mind. Again, we need to take out, there's a lot of supply. There's 43.85, 43.80. We need to take out that to go higher, and then we have 44.20. So I think it will be revealed which way the market's going to go by power hour. So you have to stay nimble. All right, NDX, again, high interest rates. Basically, that's what we're flirting with. Not good for tech across the board. So we're starting to notice that, and we're seeing a sharp decline in tech. Can tech go lower, or how low is it going to go? That's the key question. So it's trying to hold this 14,758. We do see supply in the short term at 14.9. Again, we need 14.9 to be taken out to be positive. And then we have this area here of 15.038. So we're seeing that this move. So we're having a little bit of basically, we're seeing some inconsistencies here, but it's trying to hold. Let's see, we're seeing a divergence. So we're seeing the market go down and momentum go up. But if this turns down, it probably looks like it wants to break this 15,752. So keep that in mind about tech. We see the Russell. Again, the Russell was one of the strongest ones. And again, it's flirting with yesterday's lows, right? We're seeing it go up higher. I wouldn't take these trades. We want to take these trades close to the 50, but basically we're too far away at this moment of time. But could we see a panic sell set in? That's a possibility. Right here on Alphabet tried to go. Again, we had this huge sell-off on Google. Nice little sell-off, but again, high interest rates, not good for Google. I think there's a reaction, and people are locking in gains. I thought Google was going to bounce today, but again, we had this 27.78 for it to get better. It tried to go pre-market, but couldn't hold, and very quickly went back to the lows, went down to 50. So we saw the MACDs do a zero bounce, and then we would like to see usually up, bounce, and this up, bounce and up, but we didn't get that. We got the opposite. We got zero bounce and down. We got a 50-day moving average and down. So again, that was the entry to play. These are the plays you want to take if you're nimble on the 50-day moving average. But again, what I'm noticing, it looks like this is trying to base and hold. If the market goes positive, this is probably going to go up. We're going to look at that 27.23. We're going to look at the pre-market 27.50, and then we got this 27.78 for the upside. As far as Amazon try to go. Now, Amazon is sitting at the 200-day moving average on the daily chart, which roughly is at 33.11. So right now we're at 33.03. We're slightly below it, but that can change. But Amazon tried to go today, and it was looking at the pre-market action. It was 33.51. Hit that during the market hours and couldn't break above it because the overall indices are weak, right? Especially tech. So tech is going to drag down Amazon as well, even though it's sitting at the 200-day moving average. But basically, it's trying to hold, it's trying to form a base. Let's see if this can form a base, form higher. And again, we're going to be looking at this 33.24 and then this 33.51 to get it going. We have this 33.71. Now on the dailies, if you're going to play the 200-day bounce, we have on the upside, we have about 34.06, 3400, and above that we have about 35.50. So that, but give yourself a little bit more time on that. So again, it's just a waiting game. We're going to see how the market reacts and see how to react and trade accordingly. But basically today we had a little bit of a whipsaw session. If you're taking trades off the 50, you have to know where your levels are at and lock in those gains. This is a trader's market, not to hold long term. All right, Tesla, very, very strong. But basically right here, we had a pre-macro action going up. Investors, it's trading at the levels, 782, 780 actually, up to 793, 796. These are the levels we see a lot of supply coming into the marketplace. And 780. I think if the market turns around, this is probably going to go and break 800. 809 is a hard level, but right now it's holding at 772. 762 is the next one down. But right now, if the market turns, watch this one. Let's see how it reacts at the 780 area, because it can probably go back up to 793 or collapse, depending on how these do. Remember, if panic sells, it's going to take everything else down with it. ISRGs wound up really, really, really tight. We had this huge decline. Let's see if it can hold this 1,000, right? I think it needs 1,007 to really get it going. It tried to go this morning, but it failed. So we see the MACD is going up. It's holding really, really tight. I like this market action right here. This price action is telling me that it is holding. It is holding. So it's not really selling off, but it's holding. Let's see if it can hold, if the MACDs can turn and start seeing how it reacts around this 50, and if it can take out this 1,007, it can really start getting going. If not, then it can probably go down to this 978, right? Again, we have Chipotle. Chipotle, again, super, super strong. Had a major upgrade to 2,500 today, and I thought investors took it up, but again, it doesn't matter what kind of upgrade you get. If the overall markets are weak, then it's going to drag down all the other stocks. But basically, it is holding. I like the price action here. It's above zero, very, very strong. If the market gets positive, this is the one to watch because it can probably go up. 1882 is a strong area. So remember, it's a very hard level. If it can take that out, it's probably going to go to 1920. If it takes 1920, it's probably going to go up to 1936. After 1936, it's probably going to go up back 1951. So those are the levels here for Chipotle. If the market reacts negatively, it's probably going to retest these lows of 1829. So you're right at a pivotal area. I would say let the markets tell you which way to trade. But right now, set both of those up, calls and puts, and you should be okay. All right, so let's look at Netflix. Netflix is one that we had a great entry. I do follow this on another screen. Netflix is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful entry. We had a 50-day bounce and we had a zero bounce, right? Now, it did die off here at 609 or 615, I think it was a high. But 609 was a super, super strong number and it's pulling back. Let's see how this reacts. If the market goes positive, I think this is going to go. But this is a clear example, no matter how great the news is. But basically, if the market is going down, is going to drag down this one as well. So, but again, just wait and see. If you took this trade this morning and traded it, congratulations, that's amazing. But right now, it's just a waiting game. I think we just have to see for power hour. All right, guys, that's all I got. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.